Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to QHE channel. In this series of videos, Alhamdulillah, we are learning the morphology of Arabic verbs. So let's begin, inshallah. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In this session, inshallah, it will include a quick look at the patterns of the 6 types of simple verbs. We will also identify more words in Quran that will have new root letters. We will inshallah also use dictionary to find the present and past tense patterns pertaining to the new root letters and also the base meanings. First, let's take a quick look at the 6 types of simple verbs. Okay, so we saw these verbs in the last session. So over here, there are few things I want to point out, few basic things. For example, we have over here the past tense, active past tense words, that is third person singular male. We also have active present tense for third person singular male. Okay, so this is a pair. Each pair is third person singular male, active past tense, active present tense. So in the dictionary, for example, when we plug in noon, sod, ra, the dictionary gives us the transliteration of the past tense. This is how we read the nasara over here that translate to in Arabic, nasara. Also, dictionary gives us the vowel of the second root letter or the ayn position root letter. So for example, in this case, the ayn position root letter or the second root letter is sod. This is how we get young suru. Now, I like you to pay attention of the construction of the present tense verbs over here. See, only change definitely is happening only the second root letter, right? How about the other ones? The other letters exactly same in terms of construction. For example, all of them have ya fatha. All of them have the first root letter with sukun. Second root letter will have the vowel corresponding to what dictionary gives us, and the last root letter for all of them will have dhamma. So whenever we get a new root letter, we go to dictionary. From the transliteration, it will be easy for us to construct the past tense. For the present tense, dictionary will give us only the vowel of the second root letter we have to construct. So that's why I just wanted to show you the general structure of the present tense. Now let's inshallah go over the new words, inshallah. So over here we have a table that we will be identifying the simple verbs from Quran. Let me go over the table structure a little bit, inshallah, in general. So we have the words over here, the verbs. Then we're going to identify the tense and voice of the verbs and the aspects, root letters. And when we have the root letters, for example, this page, we have 3 words. Okay, we have 3 words. So 3 sets of root letters. Okay, 3 sets of root letters. What we will do, we will make a note of these 3 sets of root letters in our notebook. We'll go to dictionary to find these informations, the past and present tense pattern that each of these set of root letters take, the base meaning, and the final meaning of the word we are trying to solve. Okay, you might be thinking that if I have to solve these words, why I have to always find the past and present tense pattern? That is part of your vocab. So a set of root letter, what does it tell you? It tells you what kind of action going on, right? So just finding the base meaning is not enough. So the main meaning of a set of root letter actually corresponds to 3 things: the past tense, present tense patterns, and the base meanings. Okay, that is, let's say, the definition of a set of root letters. So whenever we plug in new root letters, we should get the past and present tense pattern as well as the base meaning. So let's work on these words. So the first word we have خلق الله. So our word is خلق. Obviously, the moment you see three letters with fatha, no suffix or no prefix, definitely it looks like a past tense, right? And also I don't see khuli, so this is active. So this is active past tense. And definitely this is third person singular male. If you run the table in your mind, like fa'ala, fa'ala, fa'alu, fa'ala. So the first one is just three root letters, right? No suffix. So that one is third person singular male. And the root letters are kha, lam, qaf. So let's make a note of these root letters. When we will go to dictionary, we will plug in these root letters. Let's go to the second word, inshallah. Yaj'aluna. So the moment I see una at the end, I see a ya at the beginning, that tells me this is present tense. Now, how about the voice? Ya has a fatha, so that tells me this is active present tense. Okay. Now, how about the aspect? So I'm going to run the yaf'alu table in my mind. Yaf'alu, yaf'alani, yaf'aluna. What I'm trying to do, I'm trying to match the prefix and the suffix. Yaf'aluna, yaj'aluna, the prefix and the suffix, they match. So where does it fall? Yaf'aluna, it falls third person plural male. So for this word, the prefix and the suffix matches with third person plural male. Okay. So if I exclude the prefix and the suffix, what are the root letters? Jim, Ain, Lam. Let's make a note of these root letters in our notebook, inshallah. Okay. Our next word is A'malu. A'malu. Okay. Over here, what does it look like? Definitely it does not look like past tense, right? We did not see a, a, a word like that in past tense. But we see a prefix, right? Hamzah. Remember, for the present tense, what are the prefix we saw? Ya, ta, Hamzah, nun. Over here, we have Hamzah as prefix. So this matches with what? Af'alu, right? Af'alu. So this is definitely active present tense, and the aspects will be first person singular. It can be male or female. And if I exclude the Hamzah, what will be the root letters? Ain, Mim, Lam. Okay. Now we have three sets of root letters: Kha, Lam, Qaf, Jim, Ain, Lam, Ain, Mim, Lam. What we're going to do now, we're going to go to dictionary and find the patterns for each of this set of root letters. Okay. So our first root letter was Kha, Kha, Lam, Qaf. Okay, let's look for Kha, Lam, Qaf. Over here we see Kha, Lam, Qaf. So this is the transliteration for the past tense, third person singular male active past tense. So what's the pattern? Khalaqa. Okay. Now this is the vowel for the lam, second root letter. And I'm going to construct the present tense. How? As we saw in the 6 types of chart, the basic structure, what is that? Ya fatha, kha sukun, lam dhamma, qaf dhamma. Yakhluqu. Okay. Khalaqa yakhluqu. And the base meaning is to create. Okay. Let's look for the second set of root letters that we have. Our second set of root letters are Jim, Ain, Lam. Okay, so when we plug in Jim, Ain, Lam, over here you can see Jim, Ain, Lam. Okay, so this is the transliteration of the past tense. Ja, this comma is ain, a, la, ja'ala. And the A is for ain. So ain will get a dhamma. So how I will construct the present tense? Ya fatha, first root letter jim sukun, second root letter ain fatha, last root letter dhamma. Yaj'alu. So the pair of patterns for past and present becomes what? Ja'ala, yaj'alu. And the base meaning is to make or to put. Okay? Okay. Let's go over our third set of root letters. Our third set of root letters were Ain, Mim, Lam. Okay, let's find Ain, Mim, Lam. Over here we see Ain, Mim, Lam. And the transliteration tells us the past tense pattern is Amila. A-mi-la. Amila. And the second root letter has a dhamma, which is mim. So I will construct the present tense pattern. Ya fatha, ain sukun, mim fatha, lam dhamma. Ya'malu. Amila, ya'malu. Base meaning is to do. Okay, hopefully you made a note of this information, but I'm going to show you in the table also, inshallah. So let's go back to the table, inshallah. Okay, let me go back to the table. So here is our table, and these are the words, these are the root letters. We just saw the patterns. So let's look into, let me just remove the cover. So when we saw these, when we plugged in kha, lam, qaf, the patterns we got khalaqa, yakhluqu. Okay, and the base meaning we saw to create. Now I have the base meaning, I have the other information over here. Now I can finalize the meaning. So we know this is active past and the doer is a third person singular male, and the base meaning is create, to create. If I had the word just khalaqa, I would have said he created. But we have the name of Allah at the end, so we can do the full meaning, that is Allah created. Okay, now let's look into our next word, next set of root letters. What did we see? When we plugged in Jim, Ain, Lam, we found this pattern, right? Ja'ala, yaj'alu. And the base meaning was to make or to put. So now let's finalize the meaning. We know this is active present tense, and we know the doer is a third person plural male. So how would I translate? They make or they put. Okay. Obviously, the final meaning is not including the basic patterns. Basic patterns is part of the root letters definition, let's say, that we have to get, we should get. Okay. Okay, let's look into the next one. So when we plugged in Ain, Mim, Lam, what did we get? We got Amila, Ya'malu. That's the pattern we got. And the base meaning is to do or to act. And over here, this is our word, Amalu. And this is an active present tense. The doer is a first person singular. Let's consider male or female. So then how I would translate based on this information and the the base meaning, I do or I act. Okay. Alhamdulillah. I have 3 more words. Let's go over them, inshallah. So over here we have ظلمتم. The moment I see tum, it tells me this is past tense. Also, I don't see wuli. So this is active. So this is active past tense. And if you run the table in your mind, you will see it will fall under second person plural male. And if I exclude the tum, what are the root letters? Wa, lam, mim. Let's make a note of these root letters. Our next word is yatuhuruna. Yatuhuruna. Okay. So definitely it does not look like past tense, right? This is present tense. And the ya fatha tells me this is active. So this is active present tense. And how about the aspects? If you run, then you will see this falls under third person plural female. Okay. And if I exclude the ya and the nun, I get the root letters ta, ha, ra. Okay. Let's make a note of these root letters because we'll go to dictionary, inshallah. And our next word is turja'una. Turja'una. Obviously, it looks like present tense, right? So we look into the voice now. So the prefix has a dhamma. So this is passive present tense. And I see una that tells me plurality, but I'm going to, if you run in your mind the table, you'll see it falls under second person plural male. And if I exclude the prefix, suffix, I get ra, jim, ain. Okay, so we got these three sets of root letters. Now, very quickly, inshallah, let's go to the dictionary, inshallah, and we like to find the patterns of these root letters, inshallah. So the first one we have is, in this table, the first one we had is va, lam, mim. Okay. Okay, now try to find it, inshallah. Over here, you can see va, lam, mim, and the transliteration for the past tense, volama. Okay, and the second root letter will take a kasra, so yadlimu. Volama, yadlimu. And the base meaning to do wrong. Okay, now let's go for the next set of root letters, inshallah. Our next set of root letter is ta, ha, ra. Okay, ta, ha, ra. Over here, I see ta, ha, ra. Over here, you can see it takes two patterns, two pairs of patterns. For the present tense, same. The ha will have a dhamma. But the past tense, it has two types. It has tahara, it has tahura. So you will have one set or one pair, tahara, and then the present tense will be, because I have dhamma for the ha, yatuhuru, yatuhuru. So tahara, yatuhuru. And the other one, tahura, tahura, and present tense exactly same, yatuhuru. Okay, so it takes, remember I told you some root letters will take more than one pair of patterns. And the base meaning is like to be clean. Okay, now let's go over our last combination of root letters, and that is ra, jim, ain. Okay, when I plug in ra, jim, ain, so over here we see ra, jim, ain. So the past tense pattern, raja'a. And for the present tense, jim will get a kasra. Yarji'u. Raja'a, yarji'u. Okay? And it means to come, to return. Okay? So we got the information. Now let's go back to our table, inshallah. Okay. So for zalama, So for va, lam, mim, let's see what we got. So we already know what we got. We got ظلم, يظلم. Okay, and the base meaning was to do wrong. So we got our basic information, the patterns, and we got the base meaning. Now let's formulate the meaning, final meaning of our word. Our word is ظلمتم. So it's an active past tense, and the doer is a second person plural male. So, and the base meaning is to do wrong. So we will finalize the meaning as you wronged. Okay. Now let's look into our next set of root letters, ta, ha, ra. Okay. So when we plugged in ta, ha, ra, what did we see? We saw the pattern as what? We saw the pattern two pairs, right? We saw طهر يطهر. We also saw طهر يطهر. Okay, and the base meaning we found to be clean or to be pure. So what will be our final meaning? Our word is يطهرن. Okay, this is active present tense. The doer is third person plural male. So, and the base meaning is to be clean. So we will finalize the meaning as they, because doer is they, right? Plural. They, over here, the they are female. They are clean. Okay. Now let's go over our next set of root letters. We had ra, jim, ain. Ra, jim, ain. So what will be the pattern? Pattern we already found from the dictionary. That was raja'a, yarji'u. Okay, this is the pattern we got from dictionary. And the base meaning to return. So the final meaning turja'una, this is passive past tense, passive present tense. The subject or the object on which the work is done is a second person plural male. So, and the base meaning to return, so the final meaning will be you will be returned. Okay. Alhamdulillah, we finished. We did 6 words. I hope it was clear to you. Please go back to the tables and look at the dictionary, the way we solved, the way we found the patterns for your own practice. I have one more table. Let's take that as an assignment for us. Okay. I think it will be fun for you, inshallah. Now you know how to use dictionary, inshallah. I have 3 words over here. Kutiba. We have 3 words over here. Kutiba, غلبت, kasabu, 3 words. For these 3 words, inshallah, first try to find the tense voice, the aspects, the root letters. Once you have the root letters, inshallah, go to the dictionary and find the past and present tense pattern for those root letters, the base meaning, then finalize the meaning. Okay. If you have any question, please put in the comment section. And let's see what we are going to do in the next session. In the next session, inshallah, we will go over the keys of the assignment, the 3 new words that we just assigned. And also we will identify simple verbs in the midst of other words in the verses in Quran. You know, right now we are singling out each word, right? It's probably a little easier. But how about when I see other words around, can I identify simple verbs? So that's what we're going to practice, the midst of other words. And you will see, inshallah, when you can identify the verbs in the midst of other words in the verses in Quran, it is very, very satisfactory, inshallah. Until then, please keep us in your dua. May Allah grant barakah on all your efforts. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.